What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. For those following along with the specific model I trade with. So for those new to the channel, we are doing a quick review of every trade I take, sort of more like logging my trades and what I did, like what I look at, and how I wanted to execute, right? So this is just my way of logging it in my playlist here on YouTube. So we'll be looking at what I did just right here. For those of you that have been here for a while, we trade the 9:30 opening bell. After the 9:30 opening bell, that's where we look at executing from what information the market is giving us, which are the fair value gaps. Look at the fair value gaps, inefficiencies, and the rest: buy side liquidity, sell side liquidities. So this for yesterday, 10th October 2024. So I would have done this recording yesterday, but I had a really busy, choked up schedule, something I really needed to attend to just before, just after trading. So this is it here. So at this point here, we had a bearish 30-minute fair value gap. I don't want to have a lot of stuff marked up on my chart. Let me just go. Let me take this out. This is a 30-minute bearish fair value gap here at that point. So today will be sort of me advising myself on what and what not to do with this model. So what I'm trying to advise myself, you also take the advice personally if you're also working with this model right here. So now my first advice would be, once a sell side liquidity have been taken, I should not be looking for any opportunity to sell anymore once a sell side liquidity have been taken, especially when it's in a bullish fair value gap. So this bullish fair value gap here is a 1 hour bullish fair value gap. This is a 1 hour bullish fair value gap. That's why I marked it from, especially when it's in a bullish fair value gap. For example, just in our time window, once we took out this buy side liquidity, we would have expected to see a shift in market structure, at least a retest to this bearish fair value gap, then trade to this sell side, right? So once these sell side have been taken without giving me an entry, I don't want to get in. Once we have this, a lot of people will be seeing this as a shift in market structure, breaking market structure, and then they want to take these sells at this bearish fair value gap. But for me, anytime it takes a sell side liquidity, or a sell side liquidity just like this is also a sell side liquidity here. Let me show you. So far, this is also a sell side liquidity here. So once it takes a sell side liquidity like this, especially when it's in a bullish fair value gap, I don't want to buy anymore. I don't want to sell anymore. I mean, once it takes a sell side liquidity, I repeat, once it takes a sell side liquidity, I don't want to sell anymore, because this sell side liquidity would have been my target, a reversal to this bearish fair value gap, and it dropped to this sell side liquidity here. It dropped to this sell side liquidity here. Just right at any liquidity, sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity, there is always a potential reversal which we should always watch for. So triggering this sell side liquidity, I'm not interested in selling anymore, especially in my time window. You see how fast this delivered. So fast: 1 minute, 2, 3, in 4 minutes. So if it retraced to this bearish fair value gap, the setup would have looked like this. Retracement back to this fair value gap, then our stop loss will just be above here, and we'll be targeting this sell side. But you see how it did it so quick without retracing to the bearish fair value gap right there. So once we have a sell side liquidity taken, I'm not interested in selling anymore. And once we have a buy side liquidity taken, I'm not interested in buying anymore. So there's a really big difference between a sell side liquidity taken and a breaking market structure. So just at this point here, a lot of people will be looking at this as a breaking market structure. This is not a breaking market structure because it has already offset a sell side liquidity, right? So same thing here. A lot of people will be seeing this as a breaking market structure. I don't really want to see this as a breaking market structure anymore because it has already offset a buy side liquidity, except I have a long-term bias of going bullish, which in this case I had a long-term bias of going bullish from this buy side liquidity here is from the 1 hour time frame. So the bias and the trade framework for the buys was built from the higher time frame, except that. But I don't want to be buying when it has already taken a buy side liquidity. Right. Then now, knowing that, look at how I want us to look at how this traded to the sell side liquidity and reverse at this point. This is going to be sort of a study, and you can also have the markup on your chart. You see, just after taking this sell side liquidity here in a bullish 1 hour fair value gap, this point right here, you see me right, Mohawk, that's that's a retail short strap. A lot of people retail will be looking at taking a sales from here, breaking market structure, and they have a fair value gap, so they want to take a sell from here. And some of the people that are getting the ICT concepts wrong, they'll be wanting to take a sales from here. And now, just look at what we have in the 1 hour time frame. This point here, even up to this particular area here, is just a week. Let's see. So you see it just right here. So have you seen it's just a week, right? That's taking a sell side liquidity. Some other people will be seeing this as see out, you can do stick range theory, but you see it's ICT stuff. That by the way, so this is just a week right here. This is a mohawk. So looking to buy here when it is rejecting off the sell side and the 1 hour bullish fair value gap is not reasonable, especially once we have that quick expansion like that to your objective. Don't be interested in selling short anymore, and it has taken a sell side liquidity. That's my advice to myself. You can also take it to yourself too. Now we had, just after taking the sell side liquidity, you've seen how this is just a week in the higher time frame. You see how this bearish fair value gap did not hold anymore. Now you see how it traded back outside this bearish fair value gap here, causing it to be an inversion. So once it trades outside this, it inverts the bearish fair value gap. It becomes an inversion fair value gap. So you see how it trade back to this inversion fair value. This is study because this is really outside our time window. But a lot of you can build a model around this, a trading model around this. Is still good. It's still good because every model you do for yourself, it's unique to you, not even ICT. So once it breaks this bearish fair value gap, it inverts it, trade right back to it now, and just below here we have a bullish fair value gap. And you remember we have a buy side liquidity resting above there. We'll go shortly to that. So this is a bullish fair value gap right here. So you see how it took out this high, just taking out this high here is showing you that willingness that it is going for this buy side liquidity resting here, and you've seen that. So if you wanted to enter here, you would have something like this. Consider this, and the target would be this buy side resting here, and your stop loss would be, you can keep it here if you're still afraid of keeping it below this fair value gap, right? But you don't want to see the body of the candlestick trade even below the midpoint of this bullish fair value gap. So personally, I'll be comfortable with keeping it here. So buy side liquidity, we had an order block here. I did a tape read of this live by myself. So looking at how price will trade, because it already upset a sell side liquidity here. I wasn't interested anymore, so I wanted to see it, how it will react from this sell side liquidity here, probably to this buy side liquidity, and in the long run, this buy side liquidity right here, which it did so. But I don't have the strength to really hold for this, because I don't want to be in the charts for a very long time. I just want to be in the charts for now a period of 1 hour 30 minutes maximum. All right, so this is still a good trade just right here. I did a tape read of this live, so it might look like high insight now, but it's really not. So this is really just it. An advice to myself: don't take a sell when it has upset a sell side liquidity. Don't take another sell anymore. Allow it. Especially when you had this quick movement to the sell side liquidity without giving you entry. Do not take a sell. Do not. Watch for the reaction right at that sell side liquidity, what you have at that point, and probably trade the opposite to the buy side liquidity. So that's it. Probably I'll name this video an advice to myself. Right? So that's it. So if you're new to the channel, you subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can get updated with our new videos, reviews on this model if you love things like this, and if you're learning too. Obviously you're learning. All right, so that'll be it for today. Trade safe.